Hello. My name is, my name is irrelevant. I won't go into that. But I will tell you this. I once lived in a tribe very far away from here. It was a wonderful place, pristine. My tribe was always happy. We got along great together. We hunted, we fished, we didn't need much. Nature provided everything that we needed. Nature and each other's company. It was wonderful and magnificent. However, things changed as the years went on. People from the cities and the neighboring communities started to come into our forests, and with them they brought their technologies and their ideas and their rules and regulations and their ugly ways of thinking, their complicated paths to success and achievement. It was all bullshit. Some of my tribesmen were convinced by these superficial things that made life more convenient. But what it ended up really happening, it took us away from ourselves. It was beginning to make life more and more difficult. People in my tribe began to argue and fight over things. We used to get along very well together. But now people were concerned about who did what and who deserved what, and how much work they put in and how much work this guy put in, and then they fight over each other and they fight over all things, and everything now is thought in terms of like my property and your property, and I've made this contribution and you've made this contribution, so you are like over here and I'm like up here. I mean, what is that bullshit? That has nothing to do what's inside here. It takes you away. The only thing that matters is what's inside here. So what did I do? Well, a few of my tribe's people and we had to leave that community. It broke my heart to leave my home. We traveled very far to a new land. We were looking for a pristine piece of nature that had not been touched by this so-called civilization of these confused people that just run around all their lives chasing their tails, not really focusing on who they are inside, but what people tell them is some kind of superficial measure of success. So eventually we found that promised land. We have found that promised land, but then the same thing happened again. The civilization followed us wherever we went. And again, we found ourselves annoyed and confused that we were always being surrounded by these people that wanted to distract us from who we are. So instead of trying to find some secret hiding place in the world, we decided, you know what? Perhaps that place that we are looking for is really on the inside, and all that noise that is going on in the world and all that bullshit, perhaps we can just be at peace with it and become even that much stronger. And so it was very difficult. Many of us became confused and lost. There were many of us that were very pure of heart and spirit to begin with, and very determined in this endeavor. But eventually, some of them fell into this web of mind stuff. It was very sad to see. For the people who live in our hearts and who get confused by the ways of the world, we want to help them, but sometimes you cannot help them. You can only help them by paying attention to what is inside your own heart. You cannot force them. Forcing them takes you back into the mind, into plans and fears. It makes you think that you have control in some sort of artificial, intellectual way. You have no control. Not there. The only control that you have is paying attention to what is in your heart. And when you are paying attention to what is in your heart, then you are in the right place. I understand. It is very painful. But within that pain, there is a great amount of bliss. Beyond the other side of it. If you can really be with the pain and pay attention to it and let go of the thoughts of the mind, then you will become happy again. You will realize that pain is not pain. It is something beautiful. It is your inner child calling out to you. It wants to be loved. So love your inner child. Anyway, that is all I will say for today. Have a good one.